Welcome to today's video. Good morning on August 24th, 2025. Today we're going to be talking about a couple of updates from the Ukrainian front, updates from Baltic states detecting really annoying behavior, and the North Koreans are doing shit again. Today on the birthing of YouTube's newest news channel, it's me, FunUMBB, the Map Skit Guy. I've been saying I've been wanting to start news updates for many years, and now I am getting up off my ass and actually doing so. So thank you for clicking on this video. Forgive me if I am rusty on long form videos, but we're going to be structuring it section by section, each topic a few minutes long, and then we'll have my personal comments on the end of the video, and we'll have an outro and intro, all that fun stuff that we have to have as YouTubers. But before we start the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, make sure to hit that bell icon so that you're notified when I go live or I post at all. So let's get right into it. North Korea has test fired 2 new types of air defense missiles on the earlier hours of August 23rd, 2025, and reports going into the last few hours of the late night into the 24th or of the early morning hours. Kim Jong-un personally overseeing the launches himself, in full regalia, of course. Per KCNA reports carried out by international outlets, the tests were described as examining the combat capability, with KCNA saying these systems showed fast response against aerial targets like drones and cruise missiles. Coverage notes the timing amid US and South Korea Ulchi Freedom Shield drills this month and the last few weeks, with Pyongyang being denounced, adding to regional tensions after other recent North Korean weapon activities such as ballistic missile launches. This kind of behavior from the North Koreans isn't necessarily unheard of, and they test all the time. And of course, if they're going to have a testing campaign to agitate the West, North Korea will oblige with full regalia. Next topic is a rather important topic when it comes to European defense and NATO in general. There seems to be reports of a hybrid harassment campaign from the Russians against Baltic state members such. But the Institute for War Study posted an assessment on August 23rd saying the Kremlin is likely accelerating a hybrid campaign that includes GPS and communications jamming against NATO states bordering the Russian regions. In the Baltic Sea region, this has produced real-world disruptions to civil aviation and maritime navigation documented through the entire 2024 and 2025 time periods. Sustained jamming around Estonia that forced airline suspensions and full diversions. On ground, Estonia, not Russia, has begun digging anti-tank ditches and building bunkers along its south region frontier as its first segments of the Baltic defense line. Another topic for another video. Please do forgive my reading. I am trying my best to read the information on screen without looking like I'm reading a report. Thank you all for sticking by with the video so far anyway. Separately, related to these incidences and investigations, Sweden and Finland investigated a damage to the Baltic Sea undersea telecom cable in February of 2025. In Sweden's EEZ, or one of the several cable incidents under scrutiny just this year alone. A later prosecutor finding ruled at least one of these Latvia-Sweden breaks were accidental and not related to aggression. What are the main worries about these types of hybrid harassment that are coming from the Kremlin? It's not really too odd. The idea is that they're just trying to become a headache in hampering any of the efforts that are currently going on, you know, trying to put things behind schedule and really genuinely just cause as much harm with the least diplomatic impact as possible. And although being annoying and something to be aware of, as the ICW report states itself, genuinely trying to examine how Russia is doing this and trying to mitigate it as fast as possible is really a good set of practices that a lot of NATO members and countries in that region are trying to do. But, you know, of course, Russia is just trying to be an annoying little prick in their sides, which they will continue to deal with as this Baltic defense line finishes and matures throughout the next few months and years. The next section of the news report is something that I would like to warn you are unconfirmed reports, at least from the Pentagon. Possible pause of US deep strike weapons into Russia, like ATACMS. The report is, when taking it with a grain of salt, posted on August 23rd of 2025. The Wall Street Journal reports that since late spring of 2025, the Pentagon has effectively blocked Ukraine from using US-supplied long-range ATACMS for deep strike inside of Russia via a new approval regime devised by Undersecretary for Public Eldridge Colby that requires Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth sign-off. The process reportedly has also constrained allied systems that rely on US intelligence, i.e. the UK Storm Shadow. Same-day write-ups coming from Reuters and The Guardian also echoed the scoop and emphasized there was no on-record Pentagon confirmation at publication. And as far as right now, and as far as it is 1 a.m. on the 24th, I have no confirmation of this. So take this with a grain of salt. But that is not exactly great. These deep strikes into Russia and hampering their logistics, whether that is strikes their energy sector, their oil, striking military bases, striking factories, striking Roscoff, just the wild variety of different targets that are currently being targeted from Ukraine, primarily focusing on just making Russia's continued efforts going into winter and deeper into winter are a headache. And if this is I'm just playing the devil's advocate for a moment, if that is true, that has been going through a ridiculously long chain of permissions, all the way from Pete Hegseth himself signing confirmation for foreign use of a weapon system that we've given them. My opinions will vary on that personally. I personally think that is a little stupid, but we shall see whether or not confirmations of that. If I see any of that, and I'll try and look into that later on, and hopefully with Pentagon confirmation, whether or not yes or no, whether or not the government will respond, depends. The Wall Street Journal can be a thorn in the administration's side, as they've always been. The last section of this news video, and hopefully a video that I will continue to do multiple times a week so that I keep you guys updated with information that I'm getting into my little grubby mitts. And we come to the last section and last little news report from the video. I do thank you for sticking by to the later parts of this video. We will continue to mature how we approach this new stuff. I've been wanting to do it, and before letting myself go to bed tonight, I wanted to record the main sections of this, cut it all up. Whether it's 10 to 15 minutes like I planned, we will see. But this new section and the section that I will try and bring up as much as there is latest information every other day or every day, possibly. This is an update from the Ukrainian front. I'm going to keep big disclaimer and say that I'm going to try my best to find the most accurate and up-to-date information. If I am wrong, I will make sure to call myself out and also update and pin comments down below, updating y'all about information that I may have gotten wrong. I want to make sure I'm transparent on that because of the nature of the information coming from the front and updates that can be contradictory, and a lot of different behaviors from Russia in sneaking guys in to take pictures and to do a flag raising ceremony to make unsuspected or unrealized gains in the front. This whole section is a little bit rough, so bear with me. Thank you all so much. But in the last 24 hours of August 23rd and the 24th, Ukraine has reestablished control of Zeleny High in the Donetsk Novopavlivka sector, with the 37th and Marine Brigade and the 214th OPFOR posting flag-raising footage, with officials saying they're holding against Russian counterattacks. All good news. That concludes a majority of the news topics that I can get up-to-date information, as it is super late. Thank you all for sticking by this video. Tell me what you think down below. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you're notified anytime I post a news update, a video skit, or I go live. I do want what y'all think down below because I'm really not seeing a lot of positive growth with the channel, so I'm really trying to push it into a direction that's going to benefit you guys. Make sure you guys get the benefited information, that you guys get the stuff that makes you laugh and that you enjoy, and that I can do that the best for you guys. So I do appreciate input, and going forward, these are probably going to be posted, well, probably 2 to 4 times a week. They're going to be 10 to 15 minutes long. I will have them structured with an intro, multiple different sections, and of course, what you're watching right now, the outro. It's not going to have all this extra mumbo jumbo. It's the first video of all, making new stuff, so I'm making a thing about it. So thank you for sticking to the end of the video, and I will make sure to post updates and get this video on at least, I'm gonna guess I'm gonna have it uploaded by lunchtime or 1 o'clock. Thank you all for joining, and I will see you guys in the next update.